beautiful African buffalo. Hello, Fredlings. This is Claude from Chicago, and we're back with another episode of Planet Zoo. And today we are building the African buffalo exhibit, and it is going to look super epic, even better than our elephant one. And eventually, we'll be going back to our elephant exhibits and doing a little bit of touch-ups. But as everyone knows, in Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, paths and now walls are probably the worst thing to build for stuff. This is why I think a lot of creators use those knoll fences. For people that don't know what a knoll fence is, it's an invisible fence that is you're supposed to put like boundaries around it, like you're supposed to build like a wall, and then the animals can't get around it, or build terrain around it, which we'll eventually do, but just not today. And in the comment section down below, later in this video, about 7 minutes in, because I can see the timeline already, I have a little title that says you could pick which animal is next. I won't tell you now, so you gotta wait a little bit longer. But you get to pick the next 3 animals, and of course, we'll be getting probably a brand new fresh sheet of animals after the next episode. Now, this is something I haven't done in a very, 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 very long time. I have never recorded my audio the day of a video. I've never done this. I mean, it's not saying I've never done this. I haven't done this in probably about 6, 7, 8 years. I know recording and editing the day of when something's supposed to be out is like the biggest no-no. All the videos usually that I do are posted and edited like 2-3 days before, just in case if there's any errors. And sometimes I don't catch all the errors, like in the last Planet Coasters or the last Planet Zoo video. I typed in African elephant again in the lower third when I already obviously was building the African elephant. So there are some issues still, but that's the part of being a one-man crew. But yeah, as young content creators, I would recommend you don't do this, because I probably have messed up in my edit somewhere, so don't look too intently. But we have 3 African buffalo coming into our little exhibit. They got lucky, and they have extra room, and I'll talk about this in the live proportion a little bit later on. We have 2 females and 1 male. And I want to continue doing the same sort of style of building, considering this is the African exhibit. And I want to give them a permanent hard shelter. It looks like this is made with straw and stuff like that, but it is made of like regular roofing materials. Of course, if you haven't seen our Planet Zoo or our Planet Coaster series, we do a lot of facade work and fake walling and stuff like that. That's what they do here in zoos as well. It's supposed to trick the viewer, and if you believe that is 100% real material that they're using to like straw and roofs for stuff, maybe they are. I don't know. What do I know? But I doubt that they're using that in a professional zoo where they're keeping millions of dollars of animals. I don't think that would get away. And also, by the way, you will see on one of these African buffalo that they are scratched, one of the females. They were scratched when I bought them. So no, don't freak out on me. I did not do anything wrong. I did see it get attacked. It was scratched when I got here. Okay. Because that was the first thing I noticed when I was doing the close-up shots. I was like, why is my animal scratched? And I paid like a ton of money for her. But I want to also put some other animal that could fit into this exhibit as well. Like, we'll go with an African buffalo, like a gazelle or an antelope. I don't know what African animals there are, except for the ones that are labeled African. But yeah, maybe we could put those in there. We actually have enough room for these African buffaloes to walk on in, as you can clearly see in the blue terrain. Blue terrain means there is walkable area on that heat map. They have a little barrel they can push around, and they have a little food stick. I don't think they actually push the barrel around at all, but they say they can, so I have it in there for them. Do a little bit of rock work here, deciding I'm not really a big fan of that. It just doesn't look too natural. Kind of looks like a concrete slab. We leave a little bit of it there, but we really don't do too much with that. Looking a little bit at some of these buildings here, that's of course we're gonna have to do facade work towards the area. They'll probably also become that mud adobe block for the outside over here. But just looking and be like, why are my staff members going all the way down there? What's going on? There's a lot of issues with staff members and stuff like that. But figure it out in the long run. And now we're doing a little bit of tree and leaf work. African environment. Just because it's in the African tab does not mean it can be placed in the African area, because some animals are not affiliated or acquaint with some trees and stuff like that. But we did find this huge, beautiful tree that I actually really like. But I don't want to put a bunch of them down like I usually do. I want to just put one big one down so that they can get enough shade, because obviously I want them to have enough walkable area. Because in this game, there is some issues. They won't walk like these. Well, first off, those are trees, so I understand why they can't walk through them. But they're supposed to look like bushes, so why couldn't they walk through them? I don't know. We do get some of them to walk by it later. But they don't actually go in behind there. We'll talk about that in the live section about a minute and a half from now. This is a little stone structure that I was trying to do outside, which actually was not my intentions at all, but I thought it was cool. But as you see there, the blue area says they can go in, but from what I've learned from Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, if it says they can go in and it's very small range, you always got to shoot for the possibility that they won't actually go in. And that's understandable, so we just decide to pick that up, move it in the corner, and I think that turned out a lot better. Maybe you could use that as an additional storage. I do say in the live proportion, we're not going to do a lot of interior details, which I'm going to say in a couple seconds. Ignore that for now. I probably will do interior details for like the animal huts and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly, but not right now. It's more for like the monkey exhibit, because I've seen a lot of well, first off, in Chicago the monkey exhibits needs like interior, so that's why I'm going with that one to have an interior. So we're gonna do a lot of the outside ones, and then we'll go into the inside ones. People that are curious, where are we located in Planet Zoo? We are located in the North American region, so maybe we'll have to put some heaters down for these animals. So we'll go to the live portion. I'll see you later, Fredlings. Alright, Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Before we go to the next part, I want to put out the animals, because last time not a lot of people saw the key, and the key that I had set up in the video was misproperly labeled. But we're going to be picking from 3 different animals: Aardvark, the African dog, wherever that is, the African dog, or the hippopotamus. This elephant exhibit is looking very nice now. Even though we didn't do much adjustments, we pushed this tree in and did a little bit of work with this. But there is a new wall here in the back, which is sort of blending in with this scenery. Obviously, we still have a lot more work to do here. We'll do that in probably the next time lapse or the time lapse after that, to put some fences here, because I know Moshe hasn't commented it yet, but there's an electric fence and there's nothing from anybody touching that electric fence. So let's go to our exhibit today. It's the African buffalo. How beautiful. By the way, the African buffalo lucked out on, oh, he's doing some mud stuff, on space for their exhibit. I overestimated, and this is probably where the elephants should probably be living, but this is obviously the second best exhibit I ever built in Planet Zoo. This game is getting so fun, and I'm actually liking how difficult it is to be building these exhibits. And we're just gonna be looking at from the perspective of the people, you know, the guests. We'll probably do some sort of wooden fence around all of these. But look at this. Look at how beautiful she is. This is a girl, right? Whew, that was a 60% chance of getting that right. So that's a good percentage, because there's 3 of them, 3 African buffalo, which I think this is the male. There's a female back there, and then another female. Very beautiful animals. And what are their names? Tibia? Nala? Hey, that's another one from the Animal Kingdom, Lion King. And I'll call him O, because I don't know how to say that. So as you've seen from the time lapse, that I had an outside shelter that was right about where this rock is. And I thought about keeping that for them to sleep in, like outside. But I mean, once again, they have a whole exhibit, and here they could sleep inside. So why? So I just decided just to put this against a wall. And plus, on the heat maps, they couldn't traverse the area to that very well. But regardless, these animals can traverse this area quite a lot better than last time. Let's see if we can put up the heat maps here. Here we are, traversable area. Anything with blue means they can walk on. Obviously, it looks a lot better when you're looking down, but yeah, they were not able to go inside there. But I can actually see this African buffalo sleeping in here, which is very awesome. For this zoo, we're not going to be worried about too much about interior details. We still will do some, but until we go on, the ape house will probably be inside, so that will be interior details when we get to that point. But for now, the outside ones, we're not going to worry about that too much. Just a little place they can come on in and hang out. Maybe we could put some fans in here or something. The buffalo also has the opportunity to eat here, so let's call a keeper to fill that up and fill this up, and maybe they'll come over here and put some food on this vine for them, or that meat stick. I don't know what this is. I think this is just a box. Yeah, it's just like a box, and they can just like eat from it. But the water buffalo, or why do I keep saying the water buffalo? The African buffalo has a good area of swimmable stuff. Not too deep. Definitely can't stand in that water, so maybe it's too deep. But they have a good area. They have a little mud pit, little food, enhanced food. I put that right here by the window so the little kids can see that. And they can see them swimming, which is actually quite awesome. I always think this is the best part of the zoo, is if you're able to see them swimming. And if we do the hippo exhibits, there'll be actually a great view. I already have something planned. I mean, I actually started building that because that's what I thought I was building today, but I completely forgot, so I had to stop working on it. So if you vote for hippo, it'll be probably a nice quality episode. Which all the Planet Zoo episodes will be quality episodes. There'll be a time-lapse, a live version, and then an enhanced just viewing of the animals in their environments. Just did a little bit of work over here with the trees and stuff like this. For some reason, the game, of course, it's not traversable area for the African buffalo, but we'll go back here as the African buffalo ourselves, and they can, they get a nice, cool, they can chill in this corner behind this rock, hide away. Hide behind these bushes, but they can't actually traverse in here in the game. Or eventually we'll turn on the ability to have babies and stress and all that, but considering this is my first zoo, I don't want everything dying by the time I finish the first exhibit. They will stress out, so I wanted to put these little stress areas in here. They can't see any guests, but they have a nice good area. They have some long grass. They have some trees, coverage, stones they can play on, and some little toys. So we'll go into the time-lapse, or not the time-lapse, we'll go into the live proportion of watching the beautiful animals roam around. If you want to pick the next animal, comment down below. It can be the African dog, the Aardvark, or the hippopotamus. And we're going to jump into some live shots of these African buffalo.